Right in the hunt. Let's keep moving. Go to a former winner. This guy goes all the way back to 1998. He won it 13 years ago. And in 07, he let the field know that he does not need anything in his calls but smack.
I don't need music, and I don't need actors either. I just need the smack-off to be the smack-off. I'll show up every year and run my smack, because on a day like today, when inevitably Vic and NoCal bombs in his version go round, really puts the smack-off in perspective.
Stevie Carbone, let's do this thing. Bidding to become a two-time champ. Bidding to get the prize. His choice, Vegas or the RV tailgate hookup. We go there right now. Steve, what's up? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing great, Steve.
I said that in 97. Oops. Jim, you know, it was tough deciding whether or not to call in this season. I'm kind of feeling out of the loop here. I'm not really knowing kind of much about the jungle anymore. But when I heard the winner gets hotel and airfare to Vegas for a weekend plus MMA tickets and cash, you kidding me? Like the Carbone Asian reminding all of Twitter on a daily basis he was a five-time champion, I certainly wasn't passing up this opportunity. You know, just one request, though. When I win this thing, is it possible to get my champagne room charge comped at Olympic Gardens? Because Cammie is expecting me back soon, and I wouldn't want to disappoint her. And, hey, now I can even blog about it without getting fired. Jim, I've noticed in recent years success in the smack-off has pretty much come from two things. Talking incessantly about yourself and berating as many other callers as you can. But I am, you know, as everyone is saying, from the old school, so I want to keep sports takes into my call. And I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that prayers and condolences need to go out to the family and friends of the San Francisco Giant fan that was pummeled by Dodger fan on opening day. Now comes word that this guy might be suffering from brain damage. How does this happen? I mean, sure, it's tragic, but how did they give an innocent NoCal fan brain damage and his name wasn't Vic? I mean, Dodger fans can be real idiots sometimes. Way to be selective. Congrats to the LAPD for their quick reaction to this incident by now employing 20,000 of their finest at the next Dodger homestand. Huh? How backwards is that? Do they also put on their flak jackets after they've taken a few rounds to the chest? I mean, this is embarrassing. Vic, your ego is out of control. You have the same number of titles as me. One. Let's not get carried away here. Now, I know when you're in the throes of passion with a woman or whoever you're holding down at knife point against her will, you probably scream out your own name, but a did not call, a third place, and a first place in 3 smack-offs is nothing to stick your tattooed chest out at, okay? You've won it once. You are Jeffrey DiTola with a red bandana tied to the front of your head. You are, well, me with 20,000 less Twitter followers. Last year, Vic, you said you were straight-up carving fools. Son, the only carving you will ever be doing the rest of your life is your name into the walls of Cell Block C at San Quentin. Jim, you know what my favorite new piece on ESPN is now? It's that sports science segment where the dork who doesn't blink, John Brankus, he likes to dissect all things about sports that no one with any semblance of a social life or a girlfriend even cares about. Really? Brankus telling me that the trajectory at which Brittany Griner can block a shot is something I don't find very riveting. Hey, Brankus, tell me how Brad and Corona can drive on the 91 freeway in his convertible Volkswagen Rabbit with winds reaching speeds of up to 100 miles per hour, yet when coming to a complete stop, none of the guy's hair follicles have moved and his guy liner hasn't started running down his face. Explain that phenomenon. Brad, you are living off a Doc Mike impression from 2 years ago. And by the way, have we really been calling him Doc Mike for the last 15 years? Wasn't that the whole running joke in The Hangover that Stu kept calling himself a doctor? Mike, you're a freaking dentist. You're not a doctor. The only doctor of teeth I know was the leader of the Muppets band. Anyway, Brad, your stitched shirts and your bedazzled jeans and the Burberry cologne showers you take don't belong here in the jungle anymore. You were an accident back in 2009, kind of like I'm sure your daughter was before that. How about you update that glam shot to something more appropriate, like pulling the sweater down past your shoulder before you turn to look over it? You know, Jim, I was reminded earlier this week of how incredible a run it was seeing the little upstart from Indianapolis come out of nowhere and almost reach the mountaintop. I mean, no one saw that coming in back-to-back years. A part of you actually starts feeling bad because you know how much time and effort was put into getting to that point, only to end up as the bridesmaid once again. But when it was all said and done, as is usually the case, talent is always going to win out. And no, I'm not talking about Butler. I'm talking about the other guy who shoots blanks when it matters most, and that's our boy Mike in Indy. Mike, it was a nice little story, but seriously, leave this contest to the adults. You sitting around in your stained jorts with your Gordon Hayward haircut and your blue and white 18 jersey have made a nice little run the last 2 years, but you inevitably will fail to deliver on the biggest day of the year once again today. It's safe to say you're going to be stuck with Jim Caldwell face as yet another big opportunity passes you by. Oh, I do declare, Mikey, I do declare that your mom's calling for you and your runner-up T-shirt is ready in the laundry. And speaking of people out of their league in this thing, I know he hasn't called today, but why would the hack-off winner even try? I mean, really, Ray? Like, you have a chance today? You were completely outmatched. The smack-off is Kirstie Alley. You are her seat. The smack-off is Lady Gaga. You are Rebecca Black. The smack-off is a hydraulic lift. You are Declan Sullivan. You seeing my point here, Ray? Not to mention being the long-lost cousin of Eddie the Dope is not something to be proud of. I mean, other than the lyrics to Friday, is there anything easier to do than destroy these guys once a year? I mean, Trapper in the first hour, Oren in the second hour. Got to make my mind up which call sucked the worst. It's Friday, smoking fools on Friday. Punk asses wish they could join me on my Vegas trip. Friday, smoking fools on Friday. I'm going to make love to all your girlfriends. These guys are all worthless. Yeah, hoping to be famous. Yeah, punks. Get a life, losers. Rise and fire.
Stevie. He knows how to get it done. He's won before. Won it all in 2009. Didn't fare as well last year. Trying to become a two-time champion. You have heard him talked about throughout the entire program. Let's go to Corona. Brad. One thing I want to say about that before I go to Brad, before I forget. There's two guys who I think want to close the show. The defending champ, Vic and NoCal. And I've got a feeling because I have not seen him yet. I think Doc Mike Totola's up to something. Mike. The defending champ has the right to close the show if he so desires. And I haven't seen Vic yet. Keep that in mind, Mike. If Vic wants that spot, he gets it. Let's go to Brad in Corona. Brad, what's up?
Romy, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Brad? How are you?
I'm good. Hey, idiots. It's hard to crack back on everyone when everyone's cracking on me. I don't have time for all you lames. Hey, Joe in the OC, give up the dream. Rome's not ever going to let you jockey one of his horses if you win this thing. And Iafredi, hey, thanks for calling. You sounded pretty excited. Make sure the orderly at the old folks' home changes your diaper now after that one. Rome, I'm not sure Iafredi understands the grand prize structure here, so let me explain it for him. Iafredi, UFC stands for Ultimate Fighting Championship, not you fix my colitis, okay? Now go eat some applesauce, you old, repetitive bastard. I'd like to start, Rome, with a memo to all the losers like Mike and Indy with takes in their scripts today about how I don't have any sports takes in mine. I don't have any sports takes because I don't have my own sports talk radio show. This is the Jim Rome Show, you idiots. No one cares about my sports takes. No one cares about your sports takes. We're not that important. I've never woken up in the morning and gone, gee, I wonder what Mike and Indy has to say about the collective bargaining agreement. You know why? It's because I know the only collective bargaining agreement Mike and Indy's ever been a part of involved 4 of his buddies, a crack pipe, and a toothless prostitute at the Circus Casino Hotel in Las Vegas. The guy has no perspective, is what I'm trying to say, Romy, which is why I leave the sports takes to you, the guy with his own show. Hey, quick shout-out to Jay Moore. Jay, a lot of people are clowning you today. I'm here to help. I wrote a screenplay for you. It's based on actual events, and you're going to play the main character in this one. I know, we're way outside your comfort zone already, but I'm not going to pay you anything either. So, right back into your wheelhouse there, Jay. Jay, you're going to play the role of Sean the Cablinasian Pendergast, a washed-up 40-something stretch-marked albino walrus and wannabe sports radio broadcaster. Again, not that big of a stretch for you. The title of the movie is 1 minute and 27 seconds. I don't want to give away spoilers, but the plot line basically involves your arm getting pinned beneath a rock during a horrible climbing accident. You call for help, quickly run out of breath because you're fat, Then you eat your own arm off 1 minute and 27 seconds later when you get hungry. Long story short, instead of going to get help, you bleed to death while trying to barbecue your tricep. Jim, I need your help. Let's get the Mant brothers to produce this. Run it by the Mant brothers, Jim. I heard Mike Mant on your show the other day talking about an ice sculpting reality TV show he produced. I'm sure my screenplay will be just as compelling for him, right? Romy, present companies excluded, okay, but let's be honest. The Mant brothers have produced more ridiculous crap than a bottle of Jägermeister and a box full of suppositories. If the Mant brothers were horse owners, their stables would consist of one zenyatta, that's you, Jim, and about 50 of those zebra-painted donkeys that tourists take pictures with when they go down to Mexico. And now, Jim, because I know you love the game so much, it's time to play the 2011 Champions Edition of Smack Off Jeopardy. There are only 3 questions left on the board, and the categories are huge tools, things Mike Totola is probably doing right now, and reverse engineering. And since I'm the only contestant, I'm going to start with things Mike Totola is probably doing right now for 400. Answer: wearing women's underwear, playing World of Warcraft with his brother Jeff, taking his inhaler, or this. What is slapping veneers on a wrinkly old Orange County skank? Ding, 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 ding. That's correct. We also would have accepted finalizing the design for the animated tooth on his business cards. Select again. I'll take reverse engineering for 800. Answer: Vic in NoCal accused the Google search bar of stealing his idea when he typed in the letters P-E, and it filled in this for him. Oh, what is Nile enlargement? Ding, 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 ding. Correct. Select again. I'll take the last question. Huge tools for 1,000. Answer: the Daily Double. Oh, my God. I'm so excited, Jim. I'm going to risk 2 tickets to a UFC event, $500 in spending cash, and a 2-night stay in Las Vegas. Oh, I'm nervous. And the answer is the Macarena, the Achy Breaky Shuffle, the Mullet, and Vic in NoCal. Oh, God. Oh, I know this one. What are things that some people thought were cool at one point, but now we can all unanimously agree that they suck? Ding, 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 ding. Game's over. I win. You're the smack-off mullet, Vic. Get used to this phrase because you're going to be hearing it again in a few minutes. We have a new champion. Now, Romy, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go home and put some water in Vic in NoCal's mama's dish.
Brad in Corona.